Ancient Egypt had thousands of gods, but there's one they tried to erase from history. His name was Set, and his story will change everything you think you know about Egyptian mythology. Most people know about Ra, the sun god, or Isis, the mother goddess. But Set, he's the god they whispered about in shadows, the one whose very name could bring chaos to the mortal world. Today, we're diving deep into the dark heart of Egyptian mythology to uncover the truth about Set, the god of chaos, storms, and betrayal who nearly destroyed the very foundations of divine order. If you're ready to discover the hidden secrets of ancient Egypt, hit that subscribe button, because we're about to journey into a world where gods bleed, brothers kill brothers, and power comes at the ultimate price. Picture the vast desert of ancient Egypt, where the scorching sun beats down mercilessly on endless dunes of golden sand. In this harsh landscape, where life struggles against death every single day, the ancient Egyptians believed their gods lived among them, shaping their destiny with every breath. But among all these divine beings, none was more feared or misunderstood than Set. Set wasn't your typical Egyptian god. While other deities represented life, protection, and order, Set embodied everything the Egyptians feared most: chaos, violence, and the uncontrollable forces of nature. He was the god of the desert, storms, and foreign lands, ruling over everything that threatened the peaceful flow of the Nile and the stability of Egyptian civilization. But Set's story begins long before he became the villain of Egyptian mythology. In the beginning, he was actually seen as a protector god, standing guard on Ra's solar boat as it journeyed through the underworld each night. Set wielded a massive spear, fighting off the serpent Apophis, who tried to devour Ra and plunge the world into eternal darkness. Night after night, Set's strength and ferocity kept the forces of complete annihilation at bay. "You think you can destroy the light?" Set would roar at the monstrous serpent, his voice echoing through the darkness of the underworld. "I am Set, master of storms and chaos, and I will not let you pass." His red hair blazed like fire in the darkness. His eyes gleamed with an intensity that could cut through the deepest shadows. The ancient Egyptians saw Set as a necessary force. Dangerous, yes, but essential for maintaining the balance between order and chaos that kept their world functioning. But everything changed when jealousy crept into Set's heart, like poison spreading through his veins. His brother Osiris ruled over Egypt with wisdom and kindness, bringing prosperity to the land and earning the love of both gods and mortals. The people sang songs about Osiris, built temples in his honor, and celebrated his festivals with joy that echoed across the Nile Valley. Set watched from his desert domains, feeling the bitter taste of resentment growing stronger with each passing day. "Why does he get everything?" Set muttered to himself, staring across the fertile lands that his brother governed. "What makes him so special? What makes him more worthy of worship than me?" The breaking point came during a grand feast in the divine palace. Set had spent weeks crafting the perfect trap, a magnificent chest made of the finest cedar wood. inlaid with gold and precious stones. It was beautiful beyond description, fit for a king of gods. "Brothers and sisters," Set announced to the assembled deities, his voice carrying a false warmth that masked his true intentions. "I have created this chest as a gift. Whoever fits inside it perfectly shall have it as their own." One by one, the gods tried to fit inside the ornate box. Too tall, too short, too wide. None could match its dimensions exactly. Then Osiris approached, his kind eyes twinkling with innocent curiosity. "May I try, brother?" Osiris asked, placing a trusting hand on Set's shoulder. Set's heart pounded with anticipation and dread, but he forced a smile. "Of course, dear brother. Please, lie down inside." Osiris settled into the chest, and it fit him perfectly, because Set had secretly measured his brother while he slept. The moment Osiris was fully inside, Set's expression changed completely. The mask of brotherly love fell away, revealing the cold fury beneath. "You always get everything," Set snarled, slamming the lid shut with a thunderous crash. The throne, the worship, the love. But not anymore. Set's accomplices rushed forward with molten lead, sealing the chest forever. They carried it to the Nile under cover of darkness and threw it into the rushing waters. As the chest disappeared beneath the dark surface, Set felt a mixture of triumph and horror at what he had done. But Osiris's death was only the beginning of Set's descent into darkness. Isis, Osiris's devoted wife, searched tirelessly for her husband's body. Her grief was so powerful, it moved the hearts of gods and mortals alike. She wailed across Egypt, her cries echoing from the great pyramids to the smallest village. "My beloved, where are you?" Isis sobbed, her tears falling like rain upon the parched earth. "I will not rest until I find you." Death cannot separate us. When Isis finally found the chest and began the process of resurrecting Osiris, Set's rage reached new heights. He discovered her secret location and waited until she left to gather magical herbs. Then he struck again, this time dismembering Osiris's body into 14 pieces and scattering them across all of Egypt. "Let her try to put him back together now," Set laughed bitterly, his voice like thunder rolling across the desert. But he underestimated the power of love and determination. Isis spent years collecting every piece of her husband, traveling from the Delta to the Cataracts, never giving up hope. With the help of her sister Nephthys and the god Anubis, she reassembled Osiris and brought him back to life long enough to conceive a son, Horus. Set's actions had consequences he never anticipated. Instead of securing his power, he had created his own nemesis. Young Horus grew up knowing his father had been murdered by his uncle, and he burned with the desire for justice. The conflict between Set and Horus became legendary, lasting 80 years and devastating Egypt. They battled across land, sea, and sky. Set transformed into a red hippopotamus, crushing boats with his massive jaws. Horus soared above as a falcon, striking with talons sharp as daggers. "You killed my father," Horus declared during one of their many confrontations, his voice carrying the weight of righteous fury. You brought chaos to our family and suffering to Egypt. I will not rest until justice is served." Set's response revealed the deep pain behind his actions. "Your father was weak. He ruled through love while I protected Egypt through strength. I fought Apophis every night while he basked in mortal worship. Where is the justice in that?" Their battles were not just physical, but legal. The gods convened court after court, trying to decide who should rule Egypt. Some supported Horus as the rightful heir, while others argued that Set's strength made him more suitable for kingship. During these trials, Set's true character emerged. He was not simply evil. He was complex, driven by legitimate grievances, but unable to channel his feelings constructively. His jealousy had consumed him, turning his protective instincts into destructive rage. The final battle took place on an island in the Nile. Set appeared as a massive red hippopotamus, his eyes blazing with fury. "This ends today, nephew. One of us will die." Horus circled above, his sharp eyes searching for an opening. "I fight for justice, uncle." "You fight only for yourself." The battle was fierce and bloody. Set's powerful jaws nearly crushed Horus several times, while Horus's harpoon pierced Set's thick hide again and again. Finally, Horus landed a decisive blow, driving his weapon deep into Set's heart. But instead of killing Set, the gods chose a different punishment. Set was bound and brought before the divine tribunal one final time. Ra himself pronounced the sentence. "Set," Ra's voice boomed across the heavens, "you have brought chaos where there should be order, death where there should be life. But you also protected my boat from Apophis, when no other god dared face that serpent. Therefore, you will serve as my guardian in the underworld for all eternity, channeling your violence against the true enemies of creation." Set's reaction was unexpected. As the chains of divine judgment bound him, tears flowed down his face. "I never wanted to become this," he whispered, his voice broken with regret. "I just wanted to be loved like he was loved." This punishment reveals the deeper truth about Set's character. He wasn't born evil. He became corrupted by jealousy and isolation. His story serves as a warning about how unchecked emotions can destroy even the mightiest beings. But Set's influence on Egyptian culture didn't end with his defeat. The ancient Egyptians continued to worship him, particularly in Upper Egypt, where his main temple stood. They understood that chaos, while dangerous, was also necessary. Without storms, there would be no rain. Without conflict, there would be no growth. Without Set, there would be no balance. Set's festivals were wild affairs, filled with mock battles and ritual chaos. Worshippers would engage in controlled violence, breaking things and fighting in honor of their chaotic god. These celebrations served as a release valve for social tensions, allowing people to express their darker impulses in a safe, religious context. The priests of Set taught that chaos wasn't the opposite of order. It was order's necessary partner. Without Set's storms, the land would become stagnant, they would explain to newcomers. Without his challenges, Osiris's wisdom would have no meaning. The gods need each other, just as day needs night. Archaeological evidence shows that Set's worship persisted for thousands of years, even during periods when he was officially demonized. Hidden shrines and secret prayers reveal that many Egyptians continued to honor the Red God, recognizing his essential role in maintaining cosmic balance. During Egypt's wars with foreign invaders, Set's warrior aspect became particularly important. Soldiers would pray to him before battle, asking for his ferocity and strength. "Grant me your fury, Set," they would whisper, touching amulets bearing his image. "Help me protect Egypt, as you protected Ra's boat." But perhaps Set's greatest legacy lies in what his story teaches us about human nature. Every person struggles with jealousy, anger, and the desire for recognition. Set's tragedy is that he let these natural emotions consume him completely, destroying everything he claimed to love. His relationship with Osiris represents the eternal conflict between different approaches to power. Osiris ruled through love, inspiration, and wisdom. Set believed in ruling through strength, fear, and decisive action. Neither approach is entirely right or wrong, but when taken to extremes, both can cause immense suffering. The ancient Egyptians understood this complexity. They didn't simply dismiss Set as evil. They recognized him as a necessary part of existence. Their mythology taught that eliminating chaos entirely was neither possible nor desirable. The goal was to find balance, to channel destructive forces constructively, rather than trying to destroy them completely. Modern psychologists might recognize Set as representing the shadow self, those aspects of personality that people prefer to hide or deny. Carl Jung argued that integrating the shadow, rather than rejecting it, was essential for psychological health. The Egyptians seem to have understood this concept thousands of years before modern psychology developed it. Set's story also reflects real political tensions in ancient Egypt. The conflict between Set and Horus may represent historical struggles between different regions or dynasties. Upper Egypt, where Set was primarily worshipped, often clashed with Lower Egypt, Horus's traditional stronghold. Their mythological battle mirrors these real-world conflicts. The god's association with foreign lands and desert regions made him a symbol of everything that threatened Egyptian stability. When the Hyksos invaded Egypt, they adopted Set as their patron deity, further cementing his reputation as a force of chaos and foreign influence. Yet even during this period, some Egyptians continued to honor him secretly, recognizing that he remained essentially Egyptian despite his association with invaders. Set's final fate in Egyptian mythology is both punishment and redemption. Bound to Ra's boat, he continues his eternal battle against Apophis, the serpent of complete annihilation. This ending suggests that chaos, properly directed, becomes a force for cosmic order. Set's violence, once turned against his family, now protects all of creation. The hidden god Set represents one of mythology's most complex divine figures. He is neither purely evil nor entirely sympathetic, but deeply human in his flaws and motivations. His story reminds us that the line between protector and destroyer often depends on perspective and circumstance. Understanding Set requires embracing paradox. He is the god who nearly destroyed divine order, yet also defended it nightly against ultimate chaos. He murdered his brother, yet also loved him enough to feel devastated by jealousy. He brought suffering to Egypt, yet also brought necessary storms and challenges that helped the civilization grow stronger. In the end, Set's greatest tragedy may be that he never learned to balance his dual nature. Unlike other Egyptian gods who embodied contradictions successfully, Set allowed his competing impulses to tear him apart. His story serves as both warning and instruction, showing what happens when internal conflicts remain unresolved, and how even the mightiest can fall to their own uncontrolled emotions. The ancient Egyptians never truly forgot Set, because they understood something modern people often miss: that chaos and order are partners in an eternal dance, and wisdom lies not in choosing sides, but in learning to dance with both. Hit subscribe to explore more hidden stories from ancient mythology that challenge everything you thought you knew about gods, heroes, and human nature.